Hello everybody, this is Simeonski. Welcome to another Rec Room tutorial. In this one, I'm gonna explain to you one of the mechanics that I used in my games and also show you how you can build this mechanic into your game step by step. Today I want to continue with our new texture camera gadget tutorials, and last time I showed you how you record your own POV, and today what I want to do is, let's get the screen in the room first. Today what I want to do is I want to have a system that's putting a random photo of a person that's with you in the room, like let's say every minute it changes the photo to a random person in the room, but this time everyone will be able to see the same or almost the same picture. So how are we gonna achieve this? The first part will be taking the picture itself. So this is handled locally on your system, so it will be seen only for you. And then the second part will be, how do we put this in a perspective that everyone will see the same thing. So it's pretty simple. We just have to step in one step of our circuitry here. But for now, I will build it just for myself. So how do we do this? It's actually super easy. We need a vector for that. This one. You can probably also do this differently if you know exactly how to use vectors and know math and stuff like that. But for people that are not very good in math or don't understand vectors, I myself don't really understand how vectors work, especially if it goes to the directions and stuff like that. That's why I'm using the vector component. It's more easy. Then we want to have a reference. So for this, I will just create a shape, just a simple shape. Bam. That's the shape. And let's say we have the vector here. And what we want to do is, or what we will achieve after that is, let's point this at our shape. What we want to do is, we want to use this position here of this thingy as the position of our body. So let's have it, very important for this thing, let's have it decorational. And then point the camera directly on our body or on the thing. Why we want to use this thing here, this is that we can change the camera. So I didn't figure out a way, probably that's also possible with a rotator or something, that the angle from where it's coming will change. I haven't figured out a good way to do this yet. So the angle will always be the same, but it will always make a photograph of a person in the room, random person in the room. From that angle, or from that direction. So if I'm looking this direction, it will never get my face. If I'm looking in this direction, it will always have my face. Yeah, that's just an easy way to make it. Probably you can even add a lot of things like that. But yeah, let's see how we do this, that it takes that random snapshot and sends it to that frame. Are we doing this? We need the texture components again. Not variable, texture constant, and then we need the camera thing. That's not called texture, it was called image snap camera image. Okay, the snap camera image. And then we will need the event thing. And for this event, I will use the room loaded, the event receiver here. And then we will need the delay again, so it will continue doing this. So this is our first step. This will get the image. So we will have the event receiver here set to room loaded. Then run the thing. You can also run this after the snapping the image, which might be a better idea even. So if you do it like this, it would take 20 seconds that people are already in the room before the first picture will arrive. You can do this differently if you want to, for any reason, have it directly when people enter. Then you will just have to put the delay after the snapping camera image thing. But I will do it like this for now, just because it makes more sense. Or it's more streamlined, let's see. So, what are we taking? We take a camera position and a camera rotation from the vector now. And for this we will need a little step in between, and this is the can put position here and have the get position chip. So we get the position from the vector, and then we have the rotation. And you just have to put rotation here and then go through. Don't use the get camera rotation, use the just the simple get rotation chip, because it says snap camera image, but actually what it's doing is not taking an image from a camera at all. It's just taking an image from a position in a direction. You don't need to have a camera for that. So let's connect the vector from top here and put this here and put this here. So this is taking the image. So then we want to have a short delay just to be sure the system is working well, it's not getting in its way. You can leave that delay out, but I like to work with these short delays in between because I have the feeling that the system runs a little bit smoother if it has a little bit of so-called air to breathe. It doesn't have to be long, maybe half a second, not too long, because then it will happen that the picture is not centered anymore. And after the delay, we will basically put the image to this frame. So for that, we will have the texture thing again. Texture. Texture. Alright, it's called set texture. Texture what? Set texture. Just go here. Super easy. The delay, the target, the value is this texture from here, and the target is this frame. And I will add a button as well again, just to test it. And now it's taking nothing. Oh, it's taking 20 seconds, okay. Yeah, of course it's taking the 20 seconds delay, and then it will take a picture of this thingy. The 20 seconds is quite a time if you wait for something. Okay, there it is. And it's taking a picture basically of this thing. Okay. But now it's not moving yet. So what we have to do, actually, before we are snapping the picture and everything, let's move this over a little bit. Yeah, let's move this over. And maybe also remove the delay from here, because I want to have this a little bit more early. So this can take the thing. Maybe. Oh, delay is cool in there. We will keep the delay in there, but for this step from here to there, we'll even make it a little bit longer. Maybe 1 second. Just because the less things it has to do at once, the better it runs performantly. So what we want to do is we want to see the person and get random pictures from random persons in the room. So we already had this before with our POV screen, but this time we want to have it from the person here. So what we want to do is we will use the random from list again. Basically right after this delay. Use the random from list, use the players list. And put this in between. So after the delay, it will take a random player, output the player value. Okay. And then we have a player body orientation and player body position. That's what we need. We'll put this in between. Here's the position. Here is the orientation. Okay. So we get the vector, we get the player, but now we don't connect this directly here. We will keep this thing as the as our camera angle. What we want to do is we want to have this thing in the middle of our player. We don't even need the orientation for this one. We just need the position. Okay, let's see. So, therefore we need the get first width. So we need the rec room object get first width tag here. Put it below. We call it snap for now. You can call it whatever you want, but I will call it snap. And then what we want to do is we want to set this object, we call it snap. Here, snap. Don't forget the plus, so it's here. And then you will want to activate can modify with circuits, otherwise it will not work. Alright, so now this can move. And then we do the set position. First get position. Get position, we get the position from this object. Oh no, we get the position from this. Let's move it so it's more obvious. We get the position from the player. And we set the position of the object. Easy peasy. Okay. Oh, okay, we don't need to get position chip at all because that's already putting out a position. Good. The object is here. Set the position of the object. I will put a little bit of delay in between that. It also works without the delay. but I always have the feeling, especially if there's lots of things going on, you may want to put delays in between. Here this one needs to be very short, because if people are moving, the longer the delay is, the more they will basically move out of the frame, because the frame was moving there before they, like half a second before, but I will put the delay anyways. Okay, so we don't need this. So what it does now is it will place the object where your body is and take a photo from this thing. Nice, but this doesn't do anything yet, of course. What we want to do, or what we need to do here, is we need to connect this object to this object. And therefore we have a very old thing. I don't know if they come up with a new thing soon, but it's called let me think. It's called a clamp. So there's two clamps here, this clamp and this clamp. This clamp does not work. It's something mathematical, so don't use that. Use this clamp here, put it next to this thing. I don't know if they come out with a new clamp soon, but for now we will have to use this one. And basically connect this to the bottom and connect this to the top. So this will be the main thing, and if this is moving, this will move with it. Let's see if it works. And now this should, let's move this direction. This should move the thing at my body and take a snapshot of me in 20 seconds. Okay, let's press this. So I will look into this direction because the arrow should appear in 20 seconds in this direction. 20 seconds is not the longest time, but let's see. And take some seconds and take a picture of me. Let's see. Yeah, it's moving there because it's connected to this. And it also took a picture of me. Okay, let's go to the next step in this chain. Good. Of course, you will want to go here again to that it takes it every 20 seconds, but for now, yeah, let's move this maybe up a little bit to 10 seconds for testing. Okay, so, but this is a picture that is only taken for you. So we have to create a little bit of a step in between for this picture to actually be shared to everyone. And the place where we want to take the step in between is here. Oh, we move this. And there's a step in between. So it's taking the picture here, moving the object, no, just moving the object, and before it's taking the picture actually, it should transfer the picture taking to all the people in the room basically. And this is super easy. We need an event receiver for that. An event sender, and here, and an event itself, event definition. So I will call this event now snap. Snap. Okay, so we have the snap event. And basically what we want to do is, between this step, taking the picture, and this step of sending it here, we are not transferring it directly, we're using the event. Why are we doing this? Because the trigger is only locally, so it will be only triggered by the first person in the room that's there when the room is loaded, by no one else. So, but if we do this in a way that it sends it with the event sender, we can use target all. So this will trigger event for everybody, and so everyone will have this event here. That's called snap. 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 Yeah, this. And then it will be triggered basically for everyone. And if we want to repeat it every 20 seconds, don't repeat it here. Repeat it again here at the local level. So it will always be run by the same person basically. So in a way this might stop and you will have to come up with some other ideas. For example, sending it to a new event that's always starting and that's triggered by the room authority or something like that. But for now this will work at least as long as the first person that entered the room that started the event or whatever is still there and the circuits are still running. It will continue to trigger this event and it will be shown to everyone. A little way to advance this photo taking thing even. Let's do the obvious thing here. When this happens, this thing will always be in the middle of your body, which is fine, but it's a little bit annoying because it's like a bubble in the middle of your body. You can have an easy workaround that. If you basically edit this bubble here, move a little bit up, put a cube over here, there. Then just select that. Have the option. It's a trick, but it works. Use center pivot around selection. This looks a little bit awkward now, but it's fine. And then delete it again. So now it will center around this thing, and we still need an object. Without any objects, there's nothing there anymore. But now the object will be far below our field of view, basically. So we will see this will move down, and we will not have the thing anymore, but we will still have our picture taken. Should be working at least. Okay, now change the angle. Interesting. How did that happen? Okay, I know how that happened. So, make sure to have, when you move this up, make sure that it's straight. So now it will center around that thing, and so we have a little bit off picture of ourselves. I think it's a cool thing though. Can of course just select the thingy and move it, but I like it now how it is. So something else you can add to this, you can have different angles of the photo you're taking. Now it's always the same angle like this, but you can make it closer and more far away, and you can even do this randomly, which is a pretty cool. It's almost like there's a real camera guy there. And this is also super easy. You just need to have a random chip in between. Call it random float. Yeah, it's called random float. And we put the random float before we send it to the event sender. Bam, bam. And you see the angles here, field of view angles. And I will, for example, use you can use your own angles, but I would suggest to don't go below 20 and maybe don't go above 70. And then you have to send the value through the event. So we will add a angle. You can call this whatever you want, but it's important that it's a float and add it. And so now you can forward this value here, which is this right now, to this value here. So the field of view will be the same for everyone, but it will change every time a picture is taken, which is pretty cool. So we will see what is happening now. I'm here now, and now I have a pretty far angle here, but if I'm waiting for it, you see now it's a little bit closer. It's also not very centered anymore, but this is just because I didn't do the thing straight. So you will have to just basically select your thingy down there and then make it in an angle that you enjoy. But yeah, that's how you do this random picture thing in Rec Room. Of course, if people run behind walls, it might not always be the perfect picture. Now it's very close. It's probably a 20 field of view angle. Yeah, that's how you can do these self-creating photographs of random people in your room. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe the video if you liked it, or leave a comment. You can also leave comments on what you want to see more on this channel. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.